South Africa Tzu Chi volunteers go to Zambia to train local volunteers to host charity events. The world's first Tzu Chi Humanistic Youth Center opens in Singapore to cultivate the young mind. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. South Africa Tzu Chi volunteers once again went to Zambia and hosted their first local volunteer training session. This time they authorized the local senior volunteers to be fully in charge of the events so they can pass down the great love and shoulder their charity mission.
妈妈手上这位小孩，虽然四肢不健全，也无法说话，但是意识仍然有感受到慈济人的关怀，脸上露出开心的笑容。
South Africa Tzu Chi volunteers conducted overseas charity visits with Zambia volunteers. The training events this time is fully in charge by local senior volunteers.
队必须把握时间，有效率、有组织的整合卢萨卡所有未来的慈济志工干部。因此，我们今天南非团队全权给予卢萨卡志工干部来主持小型发放、介绍慈济等活动。
Local volunteers vowed to give corn powders with gratitude and respect. The seeds of love was planted.
看着卢萨卡志工们的精进成长，默学除了疟疾药每天服用，前几天的感冒喉咙不舒服却是不药而愈。我想这是心境上的喜悦，提高免疫系统。法喜充满。
After flooding in Laos, Tzu Chi volunteers from 7 countries hosted 8 distributions in Champasak Province, which was the hardest hit area. The distribution was carried out at 2 temples simultaneously. In Sapay, a total of 2,043 households in 8 villages received supplies.
Thousands of villagers gathered near the Mekong River to listen to blessings from Taiwan. In a Buddhist country, giving is a blessing. Even with the disaster, both adults and children made donations generously. Those who have nothing to donate also dedicated their drawing.
放在自己的心上，从自己心上这样。
They put their hands on their hearts and pretended to get the love from their own heart and put it in our bamboo bank. Actually, it was empty, but it represented their true love.
Although there were many people at the scene, the distribution was orderly. 6 teachers and students from a local Chinese school specially came to help after assisting in Chichi free clinic before.
他们日常生活的解决了日常生活的一个问题。
To help solve the problems in their daily lives and giving them warmth. By doing this, I have a strong feeling.
Villagers who have received supplies couldn't help but dance happily. This was the most lively episode at the scene. There were many street vendors outside the temple. Most of them were survivors doing business to get through this difficult time.
The rice fields were flooded. We can't cultivate.
Before, the water rose to my waist in my home, while it rose to my neck in the rice field. The flooding was very serious.
They set up their stores whenever the crowd is and earn between $10 to $20 a day. They believe their harvest season will come again and their lives will be better in the future.
Tzu Chi volunteers began their distributing mission after the flooding in Laos. Many local villagers also joined the volunteering effort. One of the teachers in the village, Nat, once experienced doing good deeds such as saving rice. After she heard that Tzu Chi volunteers in Myanmar did the same thing, she happily invited her neighbors to a tea party, encouraged them to join the effort.
Before the sun comes up, Tzu Chi volunteers prepared themselves to go on a distribution mission. This was the first day of their mission after floods in Laos. It means a lot to them. Volunteers met a group of villagers when they arrived on shore. Some volunteers have also been waiting for Tzu Chi at the hydropower plant station in Champasak. One of the volunteer, Lida, is a secretary of the station who knows some Mandarin and came to help out. She was curious about the Jingsi aphorism written on the back of supplies.
Speak good words, have good thoughts, walk the right path.
Would like to thank you, Tzu Chi, to come here to help people here, and I'm so proud today to be volunteers.
Soldier Vandy also wore a volunteer vest, together helping his villagers and Tzu Chi during the past 3 days.
เพื่อนบ่ไปมีแต่คนแล้วปบไปอยู่บนเราหมด
那个水都经过他们家里面的嘛，很大的那个洪水，然后他都没有在家里面，都跑出去外面的。
After the distribution, volunteers were invited to a tea party with the local villagers.
We take a handful of rice, keep a small part of it for ourselves, and save the rest of it to help others.
Sharing her rice-sharing experience in Myanmar with the villagers, teacher Net put her words into practice. She hopes her experiences with Tzu Chi can make her neighbors volunteer with her.
We want to make more friends who are willing to help the impoverished people together, just like Chichi.
Although people were affected by the disaster, they still kept kindness in their hearts.
Since the 9/11 incident in New York 20 years ago, Tzu Chi New Jersey chapter participated in an interfaith united prayer ceremony. At the event, different religious leaders shared their ideas of Thanksgiving. This year, 8 Tzu Shouts interpreted a sign language song to pray for a more loving world. Thanksgiving is an important traditional holiday in the U.S. In New Jersey, every year there is an interfaith united prayer ceremony. This year, there were representatives from 5 religions participated.
That God has chosen City Grove.
Lord, let us rejoice. Family, and it's about being with the dinosaurs. What else?
Different religious representatives expressed their gratitude and prayed for world peace.
Is probably one of the most unique services that I have been to. The combination of different religious leaders, their perspective on what's happening, the joy and the peace of being here, and I thank you all.
Well, I really like to come because I like to sing in the choir, and I think it's really nice how we can all sing music together and all come together, even though we're from different backgrounds.
Tzu Chi New Jersey chapter has been representing the Buddhist organization for 20 years since 2001. This year, 8 Tzu Shouts interpreted sign language songs to show love, respect, and gratefulness to everyone.
They all have faith in their religion, and I just think it's interesting with different religions, and we all come together to celebrate Thanksgiving.
I particularly enjoyed the sign language, which I've seen before, and from Temple Shalom in West Essex, we're thankful we can be together in harmony and in peace during what has been a difficult time in this country.
In a solemn church, everyone prayed together with songs for a harmonious world. Tzu Tzu Chi US headquarters hosts regular fruit and vegetable distribution at Madison Elementary School. They always leave an area for placing some appealing clothes stands with clothes and pants displayed neatly in different sizes, so the residents who came to the venue could also pick up some clothes they like for themselves and their children.
The DaAi Mobile Food Pantry arrived at Madison Elementary School. There is an area where Tzu Chi US headquarters would always provide special services. Before Thanksgiving every year, many families donate clothes they don't need. Tzu Chi volunteers would help find the new owner of these clothes.
Most of the clothes here are sent from Tzu Chi brothers and sisters and then arranged by a group of mentally challenged children. After that, I will bring them to the venue of fruits and vegetables distribution.
To some of the mothers, Tzu Chi volunteers are very considerate since they are always ready for distribution in early morning.
Llegué a las 5:40 para que para qué?
I came here to get the food at 5:40 today, so I will have time to go back home to take care of my child. Thank you for providing these clothes and food to our community. Thank you, Chichi, for bringing these foods.
Para toda la comunidad y gracias a Tzu Chi por toda la comida.
Casilia, who has been volunteering in schools and communities for more than a decade, said that she was honored to contribute and happy to see healthy green foods placed on the table of those disadvantaged families.
It makes me feel happy to help others, and not only for me, but for the whole community and even you. Thankful for everything. And everybody, when we have meetings, people says, we love Tzu Chi, because they always think about our families.
The large space of school allows members of the public to see love in every corner. And the love is selfless and priceless, and it's also the blessings from all Tzu Chi volunteers all over the world.
The world's first Tzu Chi Humanistic Youth Center is opened in Singapore. Tzu Chi also signed a memorandum of understanding with local community groups. By teaming up with 5 like-minded partners, the youth center hopes to encourage young people to put down 3C products and have more interaction with each other, and at the same time give back to society.
3, 2, 1.
The Chichi Humanistic Youth Center has been officially inaugurated. Members of parliament in Singapore's Yishun constituency, leaders of various community groups and local grassroots organizations came to grace the opening. There were also Chichi volunteers from Taiwan, Malaysia and Indonesia. Nearly 600 guests gathered to welcome this brand new center with young people as the main target to train positive values.
And the spirit and philosophy of the center comes through from the time you enter. So when you speak with each person, their faces are radiant, their faces are happy, their faces are full of love and compassion. So there is a lot of inner beauty.
I feel very active and motivated, so the most important thing of each community is the participation of the young people, which means that there will be a long-term plan for continuity of the community.
On the opening day, Chichi also signed a memorandum of understanding with Yishun constituency, with a hope to cooperate in motivating the young people in the community to give back to the society through various activities.
This is the center of the youth. Although I'm elder, when I come to the center, I feel younger.
Youth is the mainstay of the society. We can provide such an environment to broaden their charitable horizons. We expect this will become a lively and creative center. Yet the main purpose of the center is to spread love, great love, from here to the world.
Jinsi Books and Cafe Elite Xingyi Bookstore hosts a forum every Saturday night. Recently, they invited Professor Guan Zheneng, who was the first in Taiwan to participate in Milan Design Award and has instructed many students to win global awards, to give a speech. He shared a core concept that your work is your best teacher. How is design possible? Shijing University Department of Industrial Design Professor Guan Zheneng shared his expectations of his students. which is to build a portfolio instead of simply turning in homework.
I told them to not take the project as homework, to turn it into the teacher and just get a grade. Never do that because it's such a waste of time.
Everyone practices some kind of design in life when making choices about clothing, hairstyles, and the feelings they want to express.
I'm not from a design background and not so good at drawing, but I feel that I am a designer. I can feel and see many beautiful things through my senses.
Design, if we see it as a verb, then it's a continuing process. Your opinions, no matter good or bad, are guides for you to find a better way.
The Jingsi Books and Cafe Forum is also a design for the public to enjoy a mind-nourishing weekend night. Helping the impoverished students to receive education, Vietnam Tzu Chi volunteers held a scholarship award ceremony in Ho Chi Minh City. There are 50 students received the scholarship. Volunteers also help promote environmental protection and encourage students to do good deeds every day.
The scholarship award ceremony was held nearby Tzu Chi office at Li Loi Secondary School. 50 scholarship recipients gradually arrived at the venue. The ceremony was simple but full of expectations. Volunteers also seized the opportunity to promote the importance of environmental protection.
Recycling could make our life better.
Most of the residents here are living a hard life. Volunteers come to help with students' education and encourage them doing good deeds is not difficult. Apart from caring for the earth, everyone can contribute.
We don't have to wait till we are old to do good deeds. Even little contributions can help those who are more impoverished than us to receive education.
Tzu Chi does not only give them scholarships, but also provides them with care and humanistic education, hoping to accompany them in their studies and become the pillars of the society.
Dust storms are mainly seasonal, and in recent years, heavy rainfall due to climate change has caused upstream debris to be washed downstream, making the problem even more serious. A number of man-made projects, such as blocking rivers and runoff, have complicated the problem and impacted physical health. For this reason, the government has invested millions of US dollars and more than 10 years to rectify the problem. Follow our report to explore the issue.
People who live along the rivers often host happy events outdoors with a number of uninvited guests joining in the fun.
Because the villagers held the wedding ceremonies almost all near the Lunar New Year. That's just when the northeast monsoon winds are the strongest when the Lunar New Year approaches. When you hear the wedding reception of the children outdoor, if the wind blows sand that day, everything will be drawn by wind and sand.
Through the river dust monitoring system and the improvement project, it hopes that the dilemma that even happy events can't be reduced to some extent. Zhousui River in central Taiwan and the Beinan River in Taidong are the two most serious areas for dust and sandstorms. In fact, a total of 9 rivers in Taiwan have such problems.
There are about 9 rivers with this dust problem across Taiwan. In fact, the most serious parts are like Zhousui River, Beinan River in Taichung, or Gaoping River in the south. This river dust and sand has occurred in the past. The frequency of their problem is relatively high. The rest have occasionally occurred in the past 6 or 7 years, such as Da'an River, Dajia River, Wu River, or in the east, the Liu River and Hualian River.
Winds and sand along Taiwan's rivers have been recorded since ancient Qing Dynasty times. The cause of the dust is related to the short rivers in Taiwan and the unique seasonal wind direction.
The main cause of this problem of river dust is actually related to our annual southwest monsoon in summer or the northeast monsoon in winter.
有很大的一个关联性
特别是关键的枯水期，冬季的时候。
Especially during the critical dry season in winter, almost half and sometimes 90% of the river flow is intercepted. So in winter, the water content of the river is reduced, the sand on the riverbed is drier, and the dust rises.
含水减少，河床的这个沙呢是更干了这个扬尘就起来。
In recent years, climate change has led to an increase in the frequency of heavy rainfall, a greater amount of soil erosion, which is another important reason for the deterioration of river dust.
另外一个主要的原因也是跟过去几年
Another major reason is climate change over the past few years. Many of the heavy rains in Taiwan, regardless of the typhoon season or the rainy season, have led to the accumulation of rocks and stones downstreams. For example, in the case of Kaoping Creek, when the Typhoon Morocco disaster in 2009, it is estimated that there will be approximately 200 million tons of sediments deposited from the upstream.
这边堆积下来的这一些的泥沙有将近2亿吨。
台东东部地区是台风。
Taitung and eastern regions are the places where typhoons like to make landfall the most. We have experienced several major typhoons in recent years, such as 2009 Typhoon Morocco disaster and Typhoon Nepertok in 2016, which increased the area of our riverbed.
河床的容纳面积也增加了。
由于河川扬尘主要影响的这个空气品质问题，主要是在悬浮微粒，所以我们会特别针对悬浮微粒浓度去做一个标示。
The Environmental Protection Agency has set up air quality monitoring stations in 9 rivers, including Tzu River. The government has promoted the dust prevention and improvement proposal for rivers since 2007. In recent years, it has also invited related ministries to establish cross-ministerial platforms with funding of $13.6 million US.
We now have an early warning mechanism, which is very good. I think it is a very useful app. We will have a notification and a newsletter that will be sent out. We in Taitung City have 46 neighborhoods, and if it's very serious, we will report it to the neighborhood chief and tell him it is necessary to pay attention to this problem.
Through these efforts, sandstorms in 9 rivers have been reduced year by year. Rivers are now being better treated, and dust events have also been greatly reduced.
是这1-2年里面，我们发现会有扬尘会产生的。
In the past 2 years, we have found that there will be less dust generation. The ones still affected are probably Beinan River, Kaoping River, and Zhuoshui River. And the rest about 2 years ago, in 2017, probably have stopped happening.
不管从104年或者是从2年前106年，都已经不再发生。
Dust occurs in rivers, and the sediment from the upper and middle may wash down by the river. Climate change will increase rainstorms, and man-made engineering may make sand and dust hazards more serious. After huge investment of funds in early warning systems, the impact of the public health has been reduced. While this may only cure the symptoms and not the root cause, tracing the source in soil and water conservation back to the upper and middle reaches of the river will lead to the root cause of the problem.
Tzu Chi volunteers went to Taichung prison to host a gratitude event, and many inmates were touched by a volunteer's personal story. Take a look and see you next time.